Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rich Slayton, and this is going to be an amazing Pro v Pro best of 5 matchup between the God RF and Trainer Diputs, 2 CRL pros. If you don't know a lot about them, here, check them out a little bit. Of course, Trainer Diputs, one of the top-rated analysts in the game, a very, very talented player, but one of the best minds behind Clash Royale. Started with Dignitas, then moved on to Energy and was kind of the brains behind Juicy J's win at WCG, and is part of why Buffmac, despite being one of the best players on the planet, is so highly elevated because those two as a team work unbelievably. Across from him today in the red corner, the God RF, known primarily in CRL as a 2v2 specialist, but you might know him better as one of the best splash yard players in the game. A great graveyard player. We'll see if he pumps out any graveyard today against his opponent. Now, guys, not really used to this in Clash Royale, but there's been a little trash talk going back and forth. Check out the heat that George threw on his Twitter yesterday. You're going down the God RF with a baby Yoda. That was a GIF, by the way, not a picture, a GIF. Unbelievable heat being thrown by George towards his opponent, but that's not all. Take a look at this. I went into to the God RF stream and I asked him point blank, who is the worst Clash Royale League West player named George in the entire league? And this is what he had to say.
Yeah, George is a terrible player. There you go.
He's a what?
Terrible player.
I mean, can you believe it? Just unbelievable rudeness being shown towards his opponent. I cannot believe that anyone would say anything like that, especially when prompted and asked directly by me, and I said, hey, will you say something nasty about the guy that you're playing against? So, but that's gonna be where we're at today. We are gonna be playing a blood match. So let's go ahead and get into game number 1 of this best of 5 between the God RF and Trainer Diputs. Very pumped for this one. Here we go. The request is in. Life is about to kick off. Where's the God RF? Oh my God. Did he? Oh, here we go. Let's get into it. And I don't know where the sound is. What happened to the game sound? Increase volume. Did I lose game sound? No! I'm going to fix the game sound right now. Nope, there it is. Can you guys tell me if I have game sound? Because I don't think that I do. Oh boy. Alright, anyway. We'll deal with that in just a moment. Trainer Dip obviously going with Sparky. Remember, this is the first BO5 of the new meta. We have not seen anything under this new meta so far, so I'm really pumped to see what everyone comes out with. So, Goblin Giant Sparky, and take a look at that firecracker in the back, and she goes dip, dodge, duck, dive. That's what you can do in dodgeball. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. And a little bit of bridge spam here with Battle Heal. It looks like, oh no, never mind. Magic Archer, Night Witch. Is this going to be Giant? Is this going to be, probably not going to be Eagle. And Eagle has to be dead now, right? Yeah, no game sound. Got it. Well, we're going to deal with that no game sound problem as soon as we can. I don't know why there's no game sound. I did an audio test before all this, so I don't know where it is, man. I don't know where that game sound went. I did an audio test right beforehand. There will be game sound game 2. I will get it solved before we get to that point. I don't know what happened. Why? Why have you left me game sound? All the settings are correct. Well, let's go ahead and focus on the game right now instead. The God RF playing Ram Rider with the Battle Healer, and so far out to a slight lead. Very curious to see and look at that, just the Bandit Dash completely taking care of the Firecracker, immediately picked up behind by the Goblin Gang. So that's going to be very curious to see how these interactions all play out. Some of these players, of course, have had a lot of opportunity to mess with the Battle Healer and mess with this new card and some interactions. Of course, some have not as much. But some of these players just stayed up until the clock turned and immediately got Battle Healer. I think I saw that 4 minutes, or it has to be longer than that, 15-20 minutes after midnight. Trainer Dip already had a Battle Healer, so he's been messing around with the with the Firecracker. He's been messing around with that rocket shooting girl throughout the night. So it's Goblin Giant Sparky Miner with Firecracker. So we'll see if the crazy analysis game of Dip can pull off a big one here. New meta Monday. It is today. And we're seeing one already. High Ewiz takes care of the Sparky, but Sparky does get through, still alive. Battle Healer distracted. We might get one more shot on the Battle Healer. Does take it all the way down to being pretty much a one-shot. Firecracker finishes off the deal. Now Sparky going again, left-hand lane. The God RF loading up Night Witch on the right-hand side. Bandit does need to get picked up here. Not like another dash on down, and there we go. Goblin Giant low in front of the Sparky. But look at this, a whole lot coming on the right-hand lane. Battle Healer, Night Witch, and now Ram right up all the way behind, and doing a good job breaking through. The Goblin Gang not going to be enough here. That Ram Rider's going to do a ton of damage on the right-hand side. OP arrows do their job and barely save it on the 351 on the right-hand side. Left-hand side on the 375. Still holding on there, down to 142 left in sudden death overtime. Bandit does get a dash. Miner not quite there in time. Fireball comes in. The good game comes out from the God RF, and game number 1 goes to our red player. Very, very GG, WP. And now let me figure out what the heck is going on with this sound, because I don't know what happened. Oh, and they just jumped right on into game number 2. So let's just stay with that. Well, this is going to be a no sound game. Pretty exciting. Pretty happy about that. Obviously, this is what I wanted, was a game that has no sound in it. But here we go. Technology equals witchcraft. I thought Battle's going to take place tomorrow. Thoughts about Battle's going to take place tomorrow. They will be changes. That's what will happen. They didn't already go live with the update? Is it not tomorrow yet? Are they not technically live? I thought they were going to be live today, but maybe I'm wrong. I checked out that really cool Clash Royale League World Finals mode. Okay, so here we go. Still no sound of the God RF and Trainer Dip. This time, Dip going, and look at this. I like that Dip is doing this. It's new meta, new Monday, brand new card, and he's out rocking the Firecracker, 2 decks back to back. This time going Wall Breakers. Probably going to assume that there's a Miner in here. There we go. Miner goes to the back on the right-hand side. Wall Breakers behind the Valk. Not going to be able to get to tower, though, because the Bats and the Snowball together will take care of business. RF running this very popular Mortar Miner version that's been going on lately, so we'll see how this new version stacks up. Mortar high, and Valk does pick up, but Valk's going to go in towards the Mortar. Bats should be enough to get that Mortar down before another shot comes in, and take a look at that. There you go. Very, very cool use of the Firecracker, and he's protecting the Firecracker too. Check this out. He's trying to keep her. She is really, really squishy, right? But able to do a ton of damage, able to help with that Mortar, able to help on that Musketeer. And there's some defensive Wall Breakers. Miner up front, hoping he can maybe get the Miner to take long enough for one Wall Breaker to come through. Does not, though. Snowball takes care of business, and Stab Gob's taken care of at the river. So first 2 minutes away, and pretty even, only about 11 HP separating these two competitors. Trainer Dip now leaking a lot of Elixir, really taking his time. And Firecracker, again, look at this extra damage. So that's kind of like the Magic Archer element of it, right? But unlike a Magic Archer, cannot stay right there. And I think that's the really interesting thing about this card, is that knockback feature. Whether it's talking about how it kind of nerfs it on offense, where it can't just stay there and crunch on a tower like that, or how it sort of allows it just to juke out of the way and kite stuff. This is probably the most interesting part of this character's mechanic. I mean, the rocket that explodes the things is pretty neat, but it's the knockback that I'm really, really excited about. So we'll see what that does. That's one thing about what Clash Royale has been doing this last year, is everything has been really interesting, right? The Ram Rider, an interesting mechanic with that bolo stun. The Fisherman with the pull is really, really cool. And this is also another really cool mechanic, so I'm excited we get to actually see it a little bit. And I'm going to have the guys pause between the next 2 games so we can try to work on the sound issue for just a moment. I am really annoyed. I did a sound test before. Why didn't you work, sound test? Oh well. So here we go. Final 90 seconds, Miner to the back, and Dip tries to go for the pickup on the top end, does not get it, down to 1442. He goes Miner front inside, gets a couple swings, but still behind just a little bit. And these final moments, you know, taking a look at, this is tough. I do think the poison gives the God RF a bit of an advantage here, just at in this final minute. You know, it's going to be about who picks up, like gets lucky with, or gets a good call picking up a couple miners. Like a miner like that getting through is really, really good for George at this stage. But again, doesn't get the pickup on the other side. And now Nick, now the God RF, comes right back and hits him. So high Mortar again. This one picked up very easily by the Firecracker. Miner in, and look at that, very, very well timed with the arrows, not able to break through though. Take a look at this though, the poison really, really doing its job, keeping the God RF just slightly ahead, and a nice miner to the number 3 spot, the inside front spot. And look at the mortar, not being directly in line, not giving that firecracker any more easy opportunity to get on tower as well. Very, very smart play by RF. George trying to fire back into this thing. Miner to the back of the tower. Does not get picked up by the skeletons. The skeletons do, but the snowball comes in. Miner gets one more shot, and there you go. The God RF, 2 up, 2 down in the lead. GG WP. Let's see if I can fix this sound issue. One moment. Boom. All right, let's go. Game 3. Let's go. Oh, guys. I'm sweating a little bit, but more just because I'm a sweaty guy, you know? And let's go ahead and jump into game number 3. The God RF up by 2. We have sound. Hopefully the levels are pretty good. Oh, Andrew Guy, are you sweat? Oh, that was Andrew Guy who said that. Hi, Guy. How are you? You missed a really great intro where I showcased the vicious trash talk of the God RF and Trainer Dip that they sent each other. And right now, the God RF up 2-0. This is some real trash that's going back and forth here. I'm really hoping that Dip gets a win here just because I want this video to go longer than just a 3-0 sweep. And look at this, the God RF making his first play with firecrackers. So now we're going to see a cracker game. Let's go! Cracker on cracker. So, so far we've seen Dip come out with a minor wall breakers firecrackers deck. RF has gone a little more traditional thus far. This feels like might be a Royal Giant deck, and some people have been saying they think Firecrackers with Royal Giant is going to be like the great combination, and there you go. You see Furnace. So interesting, Firecracker behind. Wonder what it's taken the place of specifically. You know, we have not seen an E-Wiz thus far, haven't seen an Ice Wiz thus far, 2 very common cards that go with a Royal Giant. And that Royal Giant got a ton of damage. So Trainer Dip falling behind a little bit here in the opening moments of game number 3. 90 seconds away, and so far it is all RF. Who, again, I finished 8,111 this season, an 8K player. I mean, both these guys are 8K players, but RF had a great finish this season, pushing his personal really, really high. And here we go. Dip ate a lot of damage and now going left-hand lane with the Golem, going into his strong side rather than to his weak side. Going to go ahead and just eat a lot of those Fire Spirits on the right-hand side, pretty much sacking that tower. Very curious to see what he can get done. Might see a Firecracker come up behind. I'm thinking maybe there we go. So Firecracker going to get some really nice value on that Mega Minion and a shot there. Can he defend the Firecracker? Does not. Barb Barrel gets in behind. Oh, George tilted off of 8K. Yeah, he did. That's brutal. Yeah, I tilted off of 8K as well, all the way down to 6,000 something. So I know how it feels, man. I really know how it feels. And George going with the Golem one more time, but only 30 seconds left, so this time he can't just let, oh, a Fire Spirit gets through. That is disastrous. He really needed that one not to go through, of course. We have to expect that RF is probably playing Lightning here as well, so ooh boy, we'll see how it goes. And you see some sad face, some crying logs in the back, and looks like the God RF is probably going to take this one more time. Royal Giant high. Got to give respect to George, to Trainer Dip though this time, taking all 3 decks with Firecracker, really embracing the new meta theme of this one. And there you go. Firecracker on all 3 decks. Sorry if he loses. That means Firecracker is either Garbo or George ain't doing things right. Who knows? Who knows? But what I do know is that the God RF just took this best of 5 in a clean 3-0 sweep. But very, very cool that George came out and played 3 different Firecracker decks. I'm very excited about that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the decks that they played one more time. So here was the first battle, and you can see George going with the Goblin Giant Sparky Miner with Firecracker deck. And this one might have been the closest of the 3 games that we saw. This was really, really interesting. Firecracker, she's really squishy, and the timing can be really challenging because of that. But had some pretty cool moments with her in this one. Game number 2 It was this Wall Breakers deck, and I don't know if I think Firecracker. I understand the idea behind Firecracker in this one because you have another bait aspect, especially for arrows, since arrows are so popular right now, right? You see 3 different arrows bait cards between the Wall Breakers, the Firecrackers, and the bats. But you know, this one was probably one of the tougher ones. RF played it very well. Actually, this is probably the closest one now that I think about it. This one came really down to the wire. Just a couple of missed minors back and forth change everything, and then on to just Mrs. Slayton saying hi. And then on to our last game. This is the one that was totally just this was the one that was the big wipe. You can see Trainer Dip with the little sad goblin in the bottom. The golem one just did not pay off, and this RG deck was really nasty. Card looks busted. Let's go talk about some things. Nice plays, gutsy with the Firecracker though. GG's from RF and chat. Card looks busted. I don't know. Well, this was a ton of fun. We're going to keep on streaming here, but that's going to be it for this YouTube video. So I'm going to go ahead and do this part of it, just so I don't have to edit it in later. Thanks for watching this Best of 5. I'm going to do more Best of 5s like this and other silly things. And you can watch all those by hitting subscribe right up here. And then watch the next video right here. And come hang out with me more, because this is fun. And I like you. I like you a lot. Won't you be my friend link? No, I'm not giving it to you. Peace.